Hey, Miss Cook.
Hi.
Thank you for meeting with me to kind of recap from last week with the lesson on subtraction, and I just kind of wanted to go over the video with you and areas that you think that I could improve upon and what your thoughts were about the different standards if I had met some of those standards.
Right. So for the standards, first of all, for learner development and learner differences, I definitely feel like your lesson addressed those. The groupings really helped the kids to focus on their skills that they needed to work on rather than everybody doing the exact same thing. And by pulling out the kids who are being serviced with EIP services, that helped address that as well. The activities that we did were hands-on and really helped engage the students. I feel like you addressed that with that as well. For the environment, we talked about, there was a lot of redirection.
Yes.
But there is with certain students in our class. So you did a good job of staying positive with that. Even though there was a lot of it, it was positive reinforcement. Some of the things that I suggested in your evaluation were to maybe use visual cues for one student in particular, that might help him to focus and not need a verbal redirection every time. That if you could just quickly show him a picture or give him a signal like sit down kind of thing, then that may limit the times that you're asking him to sit down or that you're asking him to
and having to stop what I'm doing and then redirect him. Okay.
So that's something we can work on together. And then another suggestion that I made was, and we do a good job of this, you and I, keeping those students who do need a little bit more redirection close to us, so that proximal location to us does help, because then you're not saying it across the classroom, but they're right there, so you can quietly speak to them. Let's see.
And that's something that I noticed from the video, talking to one particular student that was sitting next to me. I did say his name quite a bit, and I could have probably addressed him a little bit quietly or more discreetly.
Yeah,
so that's
the visual
I can
cues
keep in mind.
would help with that.
Yeah,
instead of saying his name. Let's see. For strengths, I definitely felt like you addressed the lesson really well. The lesson was appropriate, and it really addressed the skills that we were learning and how they were learning. Relating the subtraction back to the addition that we have just covered, that's actually one of our first grade standards, is for them to understand that addition and subtraction go together. So you did a great job relating that back to addition. And then just some things to work on that we've talked about a little bit already, but maybe when we have groups, just taking a few minutes to really explain the expectations for each group. And then we'll try to keep the same routine each week, and that'll really help them know what the expectations are.
What the norms and procedures.
Right. So those are kind of my suggestions.
One thing that I noticed, and you suggested this too, and we're going to be implementing it this week, is instead of doing a lot of teacher talk or having like a video as the activator, kind of doing a hands-on activity or like a whole group activity. And so I noticed that's like an area that I could develop a little bit more in, and we'll see how that goes this week, implementing that.
We'll try.
Yes. And overall, was it easy to navigate the platform when you had to go in?
Yes. It took me a minute to find the evaluation, but once I found that, then it was easy. So.
Okay. Well, we don't have to record this week, but then the following week we'll be doing standards 4 and 5. So I look forward to going along with the rest of our lesson. So thank you.
You're welcome.